This is me Arzu here and I welcome you to my channel Mr. Teeth, where your dental concept get dissected. So this is our part 5 video of the development of the teeth, and this video is gonna be last video of this chapter, development of the teeth, and we have covered almost all the stages. Okay, so we have covered all the morphological stages of the tooth development, and in this video we will be covering with the physiological stages of the tooth development. So without delaying much, let's get started. So as I have written here, so the about physiological stage of the tooth development. Okay, so one we have discussed is the morphological stage of the tooth development, where we have discussed about the bud stage, cap stage, early bell stage, and the advanced bell stage. Okay, and in this physiological stage of the tooth development, we will study about the how the physiological functioning changes from one stage to the another stage. Okay, so in such a pattern we have divided the life cycle. Okay, so the process of tooth development into different stages, and that is called physiological stages of the tooth development. So as I have written here, numbers of physiological growth stages throughout the tooth development. Okay, so there are numbers of physiological growth stages. Okay, numbers of physiological growth stages, they are present throughout the tooth development. After that I have written here, as except for the initiation, which is the momentary event, all other processes overlap considerably and many are the continuous throughout the various morphological stages. Okay, so first thing I wanted to tell you all that physiological stages. Okay, so in the physiological stages we have total 5 stages. Okay, as we have 4 stages in the morphological stages, in physiological stages we have total 5 stages. First is initiation, another is proliferation, another is histodifferentiation, and another is morphodifferentiation, and the last one is the apposition. Okay, but in the morphological stage we have bell stage, bud stage, cap stage, early bell stage, and the advanced bell stage. So the thing they are wanted to telling in this point is that, okay, so in initiation, okay, so which is the first stage of this physiological stage of the tooth development, which is a momentary event. Okay, that means it is not get overlapped by any other processes. Okay, any other stages, but other stages just like proliferation, histodifferentiation. Okay, so they can just overlap. It means that proliferation, okay, so proliferation is just a multiplication of the cells. Okay, so from the bud stage to the advanced bell stage. Okay, so there is a proliferation present. Okay, and this histodifferentiation is also present from the cap stage to the advanced bell stage. So we can see that there is a overlapping between those two stages. So they are telling us that, okay, so there is overlapping present. Okay, so just remember this point, there is a present of the overlap. Now our first stage is the initiation. So it is a shortest phase and beginning of the tooth development. Okay, so initiation means just there is a initiation. Okay, so anything we just get start, then that is called initiation. So it is a shortest phase and it is a beginning of the tooth development. It requires the ectomesenchymal epithelial interaction. Okay, so as I have discussed in my previous video, epithelial and ectomesenchymal interaction is very important in the tooth development. Okay, without it the tooth is not being developed. So ectomesenchymal and epithelial interaction is very important to understand, and different teeth are initiated at the different times. Okay, so as I have discussed in a first video, okay, so there is a different time period for different teeth development. Okay, so just remember it is one of the shortest phase and it is the starting of the tooth development, and it requires the ectomesenchymal and epithelial interaction. Okay, so that is important to remember from this stage, that is initiation. After that, in proliferation, as I have written here, it is one of the longest phase. Okay, so as it extends from the bud stage to the advanced bell stage. Okay, so you can just remember by such a way that it is longest. Okay, and multiplication of the cells is present there. Okay, multiplication means proliferation. And another point, as I have written here, it starts at the point of initiation and results successively in the bud, cap, and the bell stage. Okay, so it starts from the initiation and results successively in all the stages of the morphological stages of the tooth development. After that, present in all 4 morphological stages of the tooth development, it gets stopped after the differentiation into the ameloblast. Okay, so when the ameloblast is formed, okay, by the inner enamel epithelium. Okay, so when inner enamel epithelium cells, they get differentiated into the ameloblast, they just deposit the enamel matrix. Okay, so simply they just form the enamel, and after the formation of the enamel there is a stopping of this proliferation stage. Okay, After that I have written here, it causes the proliferative growth and regular changes. Okay, so proliferative growth and regular changes are present in the enamel organ. Okay, so there is a proliferative growth and regular changes we can see. Okay, as like in a bud stage there is a presence of the bud shaped, and in cap stage there is a cap shaped enamel organ is present there. So that is all due to the proliferation and differential growth. Okay, as I have discussed in the cap stage video, due to the differential growth, okay, there is the due to the differential growth at the subapical loop especially. Okay, so there is a formation of the cap like structure. After that, in histodifferentiation, as I have written here, the cells differentiate and give up their capacity to multiply. Okay, so in histodifferentiation means, as I have discussed in previous video, there are two terms. One is morphodifferentiation and another is a histodifferentiation. So morphodifferentiation simply means the change in the shape. Okay, so as a in the bud stage it is like a bud, but in a cap stage it is just like a cap. Okay, so there is a changing of the shape, that is due to the proliferation, and so that changing of the shape is called morphodifferentiation. But this histodifferentiation is a functional differentiation. Okay, means any cell that is changing into another cell carrying any certain important functions. Okay, so such kind of specialization is under this histodifferentiation. So as I have written here, cell differentiate and give up their capacity to multiply. After that I have written here, it reaches the highest development in the bell stage of the tooth development. Okay, so in bell stage we can remember, okay, so there is a largest number of the histodifferentiation taking place. Okay, so the cells are differentiating a lot in this bell stage of the tooth development. After that in immature cells changes to mature cells to carry out some specific functions. Okay, so same thing I have told earlier, immature cell gets into the mature cell having certain functions, and it is extends from the cap stage to the advanced bell stage. Okay, so it just extends from the cap stage to the advanced bell stage. After the histodifferentiation, now we will discuss about the morphodifferentiation. And the morphodifferentiation, as I have written here, it applies to just change in the shape and the size of the cells of the tooth gum. Okay, so morphodifferentiation means just there is change in the shape and the size of the cells of the tooth gum. Similarly, after that, as I have written here, as the cubital cells in the bud stage change to the cubital cells in the outer enamel epithelium and the columnar inner enamel epithelium. Okay, so this point wants to tell us that, okay, in the bud stage, as we know that there are peripheral cells and central polygonal cells. Okay, so the peripheral cells are cubital and central are the polygonal, but in those peripheral cells there is a formation of the inner enamel epithelium and the outer enamel epithelium in the cap stage of the tooth development, and they have different structure, they have different shape. So the same thing as I have written here, so that is called also morphodifferentiation. Okay, so the changing in the shape of the cells, okay, changing in the shape of the cells would form the change in the shape of the enamel organ. Okay, so it is a cumulative effect happening there. So the same thing is written in the here in morphodifferentiation. After that, it is possible because of the proliferation. Okay, so it is possible because of proliferation and the bud stage and to the advanced bell stage. Okay, so similar as that of the proliferation. Okay, so this morphodifferentiation, there is change in the type of the cell is from the bud stage to the advanced bell stage. Okay, but sometime you can see in organs, okay, there is a picture. Okay, so in that picture we can see that it is written there, it is shown there that it is extending from the bud stage to the early bell stage. Okay, so in the and again in the organs itself, okay, when you will study the text, okay, so there is written it is extending up to the advanced bell stage. Okay, so you can remember any of the thing. Okay, so you can just say it extends from the bud stage to the bell stage, but proper answer is bud stage to the advanced bell stage. Okay, and after this morphodifferentiation I will be discussing this apposition, and this apposition simply means there is a deposition of the matrix of the hard dental structure upon which the mineralization happen. Okay, so apposition means just a mineral deposition that takes place in the advanced bell stage. Okay, after the matrix deposition there is deposition of the minerals. Okay, so after the matrix formation there is a deposition of the minerals. Okay, after that, as I have written here, there is a additive growth. Okay, additive growth is there, means as 2 plus 2 means 4, 4 plus 2 means 6. Okay, so there is a particular addition happening. Okay, so there is a proper the deposition of the minerals in the layers. Okay, so there is a addition in the layers of the minerals, so that it is called apposition means additive growth. So A means A. Okay, so you can remember like that, A means A. Okay, So additive growth means apposition. After that, it is characterized by the regular and the rhythmic deposition of the extracellular matrix. Okay, so as I have discussed in the enamel and dentin chapter 2, okay, so there is a rhythmic deposition. Okay, and that rhythmic deposition would form the different incremental lines. Okay, so incremental lines are formed there. So those incremental lines are formed due to this regular and the rhythmic deposition of the extracellular matrix. So we have completed all the 5 stages of the all 5 physiological stages of the tooth development. And the one point that you must have to know is that, okay, so this is an example, okay, so of advanced bell stage, which is one of the most important stage. Okay, so what happens in this advanced bell stage is that cells at the cusp tip, okay, so cells at the cusp tip, it shows the apposition, and cells at the cervical portion, it shows the histodifferentiation and the morphodifferentiation, and at the cervical loop, it shows the proliferation. Okay, so I have discussed with all those points. So cusp tip means it is the point at the cusp tip. Okay, so I will show you the picture of advanced bell stage, then you will be more clear. Okay, so as you can see here in this picture, so this is a cusp tip. Okay, so this is a cusp tip, and this is a enamel, and this is the dentin. So you can see here there is a apposition, there is a deposition of the mineral, as I have discussed in a previous video of advanced bell stage. There I have told that the differentiation and the mineralization, it starts from the cusp tip and move toward the cervical end. So similar here, the apposition is first taking place at the cusp tip. So here I have written cells at the cusp tip show apposition, means mineral deposition is present there. After that, cells at the cervical position, it shows the histodifferentiation and the morphodifferentiation. Okay, so cervical portion means this. Okay, so this is a cervical portion of the tooth development, and in this portion there is a histodifferentiation and the morphodifferentiation. And after that, cells at the cervical loop, it shows the proliferation. So this is a cervical loop, and there it is a proliferation present. Okay, so in this structure, in this position, that is a cervical loop, you can see there is a differentiation of this odontoblast from the cells of the dental papillae. Okay, and there is also changing in the structure of this inner enamel epithelium into the ameloblast. So there is both histodifferentiation and the morphodifferentiation, okay, present in the cervical portion of the tooth structure in the advanced bell stage. But also in the cervical there is a proliferation present. Okay, so you just remember at cusp tip there is apposition, in cervical position there is the morphodifferentiation and the histodifferentiation, and in the proliferation and in the cervical loop there is a proliferation. Okay, so we have covered all the topics of this chapter, development of the tooth. Okay, and in the next video we will be discussing with another chapter. Okay, let's see what will be the next chapter. And for now, okay, before ending this video, I'll just do simple revision of a whole development of the tooth. Okay, so as I have told in my first video, there I have discussed about the overview of the tooth development. There I have discussed about the primary epithelial band formation. Okay, dental lamina was formed there, remnant of the dental lamina was the cell rates of the series. Okay, and after the degradation of that dental lamina, okay, so there was forming of the enamel organ. Okay, and from the lingual portion of that dental lamina there forms the lingual lamina or successional lamina. From those successional lamina there generates the permanent tooth, and from the distal extension of the dental lamina there was the formation of the permanent molars. Okay, so once you watch those videos then you will be more clear, but I am just doing short revision of all those videos. So I have discussed that much in my first video. After that, in second video I have discussed about the bud stage and the cap stage. Okay, so I have discussed different things. Okay, so in the bud stage there are central cells, central polygonal cells, peripheral cuboidal cells. Okay, so the enamel organ is the cup like structure present, enamel organ is cup shaped. Okay, so and in the dental papillae, dental follicle, there is a condensation present. Okay, so there is happening the proliferation in the cells that is adjacent to that enamel organ, and there is a condensation. Okay, so that is in the bud stage. Okay, just I am telling just simply. Okay, and after that bud stage we have studied about the cap stage, and in the cap stage we have discussed different things. Okay, so there is a formation of inner enamel epithelium, outer enamel epithelium, a new layer was formed, that is stellate reticulum there. Okay, and in stellate reticulum, as we have discussed, there is due to the presence of the gag. Okay, there is a presence of the star like structure present. There is a formation of star like cells, and those star like cells is called the stellate reticulum. Okay, okay, so just watch once that video, then you will be more clear. After that, In cap stage there was presence of the different kind of transient structure like enamel knot, enamel septum, enamel navel. Okay, so just was that two. Okay, and after that cap stage I have discussed about the early belly stage in the next video, and there where I have discussed that the early belly stage is one of the critical stage. Okay, so it is one of the most important stage of the tooth development, where there was the reversal of polarity. Okay, reversal of polarity was there, reversal of nutrition, sorry, reversal of polarity was in the advanced belly stage, but there was a reversal of nutrition present there. Okay, so there was a reversal of nutrition. It means that when the dentin was laid down, the nutrient that was getting from the dental papillae to the inner enamel epithelium was disturbed, so the inner enamel epithelium get closer to the outer enamel epithelium by the collapsing of the stellate reticulum, and from those the connective tissue. Okay, and also outer enamel epithelium, it get folded. Okay, so there was a folding present in outer enamel epithelium, collapsing of stellate reticulum, and the formation of the first dentin. Okay, so these three factor cause the reversal of nutrition. Okay, and that cause the nutrition derivation from the connective tissue from the outer enamel epithelium. Okay, so I have discussed there like that. And after that, new cell layer was also found in early belly stage, that was stratum intermedium. Okay, that is 2 to 3 cells of squamous cells. Okay, so squamous cells was there, and it was of 2 to 3 layer. Okay, so that I have discussed in the early belly stage. And after that, in early belly stage, after early belly stage I have discussed about the advanced belly stage, where I have discussed about the reversal of polarity, reciprocal induction. Okay, so everything I have discussed in all those video. So once go through all those video and you will be cleared in all those concept. Okay, so I have dissected all the concept. Okay, every critical thing I have discussed, and I have repeated all those things for many times, so that you can remember all those things easily. Okay, so this much for today, and I will catch you in the next video and in the next chapter. Till then, stay happy, stay healthy, and stay tuned. So tata, bye bye, thank you.